In this video, we are going to do the second stanza of the poem An Elementary School Classroom in a Slum by Stephen Spender. The second stanza reads as such: On sour cream walls, donations. Shakespeare's head, cloudless at dawn, civilized doom riding all cities, belt flowery Tyrolese valley, open-handed map awarding the world its world. And yet, for these children, these windows, not this map, their world, where all their future is painted with a fog, a narrow street sealed in with a lead sky, far, far from rivers, capes, and stars of words. Now, let us know the explanation of line 1, on sour cream walls, donations. Now, the poet in this particular stanza is trying to describe the condition of the infrastructure of the school and the classroom. He wants to say that the classrooms are not maintained properly, they are ill-maintained, and the walls are painted in a lifeless cream color. The walls of the classroom are the color of the sour cream, that is the pale, dirty, yellow color of the sour cream, and it is like a simile. So the poet is saying, on the sour cream walls, on the faded, dull, cream colored walls of the classroom, donations. Donations refers to that the walls have the names of people who might have made some donations as money or funds to the school, or you can also interpret it as that the walls are covered with certain things or the donated items that have been donated by different people. And these donations could be charts, these donations could be pictures, these donations could be images of few things. Now he explains what all has been put up on the walls of this dull classroom, this ill-painted, ill-maintained classroom. First is Shakespeare's head. Cloudless at dawn, civilized doom riding all cities, belt flowery Tyrolese valley. Now, in these lines, there is description of the posters, of the images or of the charts put up on the walls of the classroom. And as I said, they are probably donated to the school. Now, the first picture is of Shakespeare, and his head in the picture is bald, and this bald head of Shakespeare looks like the rising sun. Now, this picture actually is used ironically here. This expression is used ironically here because in an elementary classroom in a slum where hardly any teaching takes place, where the value of education is minimal, so a picture of a great literary figure like Shakespeare has no meaning. It will only raise false hopes among the children. So, this does not have any relevance for the slum children, this picture of Shakespeare, because he is a great educator, great literary figure. Because the primary concern of the children, of the slum children, is, not to go and feel or experience the imaginary world that is drawn out by Shakespeare in his literature. But their primary concern is to obtain food to satisfy their hunger. So that is why we can say that a picture of a great person, great knowledgeable person like Shakespeare has no meaning here, because he is considered to be the symbol of culture, the symbol of education, and symbol of education and intelligence all over the world. So in a place where there is no teaching at all, there is hardly any teaching, value of education is almost minimal. So such a person holds no importance or no relevance there. There's no significance of such a picture in the classroom. Now the next poster is of, as you can see from your books, the poem, Cloudless at dawn, civilized doom riding all cities. Cloudless at dawn. Cloudless refers to the cloudless sky, that is the clear sky at the time of dawn, at the time of rising sun. So this picture, along with the picture of civilized doom riding all cities, doom refer to the big buildings. Civilized, that is the big elite buildings that are there outside the slum areas. Those buildings, they are, surround the slum areas. In other words, you can say the elementary school in a slum is squeezed and suppressed under the so-called civilized high buildings of the cities. And these solid concrete structure of the cities, these structures, these big buildings, they dominate slum dwellers in such a way that they are not able to look at the beauty of the sky at the time of dawn. Means because of the big buildings surrounding the slum areas, the slum children, the slum dwellers, the people residing in the slums are not able to, or they are unaware of the beauty of the sky, beauty of the clear sky at dawn. So these cities obstruct their view. In the next line, Belt Flowery Tyrolese Valley. Now this line or this expression refers to the natural beauty of the famous Tyrolese Valley. It is in Austria, and this valley is full of flowers, full of natural beauty. And that is again, the poet draws attention to the fact here that slum children pass most of their life searching in garbage, and they never get a chance to enjoy the beauty of the flowers, the beauty of the mountains, beauty of the flowery valleys like the Tyrolese Valley. Belt refers to the church here. So there are beautiful churches, beautiful flowers in the Tyrolese Valley, and the slum children are not able to experience such a beauty, such a beautiful creation of nature. And then as we move ahead, we read, this is a very important expression. Usually there are questions from this expression, open-handed map. Open-handed map awarding the world its world. Then there is image or there is picture of a map which helps all in its own way. This map of the world in the classroom awards the world its world, means it shows the world, shows the whole world how beautiful the natural creation of God is. It motivates people to explore the world which is shown in the map, which has been awarded to us by God with all its bounties, with all its beautiful objects of nature. So open-handed map refers to the map that shows the world outside the slum areas. That is, it shows the outside world to the slum children. And yet, for these children, these windows, not this map, their world. And the poet says, to these children means for the slum children, the true world is not the one, the real world for them is not the one that is depicted or that is shown on this open-handed map, because their world is what they get to see through the foggy windows of their classroom. See, and yet for these children, these windows. Now, these windows means the windows of their classroom. And what do they see outside the windows of their classrooms? They would naturally, they are in the slum area, so they would see the slums. So whatever they see out of the classroom windows is their world. What they see through their windows. And what is the world there? It is the slum world. It is the dirty, filthy world. It is the dark world they see. So where all their future is painted with a fog. And here, in this world, the whole life is painted, the whole life of slum dwellers or slum children is painted with a fog. Now, just try to see that, comparison. Fog means when the view is unclear, when there is no certainty in life, when you have some unclear aspect in your view, when you cannot see something clearly. So, in what is their world, the poet is trying to say that not this map, their world. Whatever they see through the windows of the classroom is their world, and whatever they see in this open-handed map that is hanging in the classroom is not the world to them. And so, again, the open-handed map does not have relevance for these children. And their world, whatever is their world, means the slum world. In this world, all their future is painted with a fog, means there is hopelessness in their lives. Their future is dark, their future is bleak, and they have a grim future. They have uncertainty in their life. What the poet is trying to, say here, when the poet speaks about the open-handed map, he is actually hinting at the two worlds, the world of the rich and prosperous, and the world of the poor people, that is the deprived people. The world that is of the rich and the powerful people, rich and prosperous people, is the world that is depicted in the open-handed map on the wall. And these slum children who are living in the dirty, filthy slums, who are deprived of so many things in their lives, who are deprived of the natural beauty, far, far from gusty waves, means they do not experience natural beauty. They do not know anything about the clear sky. They have never seen a clear sky. They have not experienced, being into those big buildings of the cities that surround those slums. They have not seen the churches, the value of flowers, and likewise, they have also not experienced whatever is shown in the outside world, the map of the outside world hanging in the classroom. So, these slum children cannot relate to what is shown, cannot make an association, cannot find a relation between their world and the world that is shown in the open-handed map. So these two worlds that are depicted depicted by the poet in the poem is one is of the rich and the elite class, and the other one is of the deprived class, that is the underprivileged class. So the poet goes on further to say that their world is dark, their world is covered with fog, their world is covered with fog, where their future is bleak, where there is no hope for improvement. And their world is what? It is a narrow street sealed in with a lead sky. It is a narrow street means their future is compared, or their world is confined to the narrow streets which are covered with lead sky. Lead sky refers to dark, dull sky. Sealed means covered or enclosed. So their world is limited to the narrow streets, and this world is covered with not a clear sky, not a cloudless sky, but a dark, dull sky. Why a dark, dull sky? Now see, clear blue sky refers to hope. Okay, but there is no hope. There is no improvement for any kind of hope in the lives of the slum children. And dark, dull, lead sky refers to where there is no hope, where there is no future. And why lead sky? Just give it a thought. These slums are always surrounded by industries, by factories of different kinds, and it's all dirt, filth, pollution, disease that the slum children experience. And whatever comes from the industries and factories goes up to the sky is all lead. Lead is a toxic material in the environment. So, like that toxic material, like that dark, dull sky, which is polluted sky, their future is also dark and dull. Their future is not like the future of the other children who experience a blue sky, a blue clear sky in their lives, means who experience hope for improvement. Their sky, the sky of the slum children, is a dark, dull sky. In other words, you can also say the future is compared to a narrow street, which means that there is no scope available for the growth of their future. Far, far from rivers, capes, and stars of words. Now, far again, this expression which tells us that they are far removed from rivers and capes. Rivers, beauty of nature. Capes are mountains. Again, the poet speaks about how far removed, how far away these children are from rivers and mountains, or away from the natural world. Their landscape, generally the landscape in the world map is full of rivers, mountains and snow, ice, and all beautiful sky, etc. But in the landscape of the slum dwellers, of the slum children, the landscape has no rivers, no mountains, and they're also far removed from the stars of words. Now, stars of words refer to the knowledge that is provided by the light of education. These children are far removed or far away from knowledge and light of education. And stars here refers to those who have knowledge. These words that have, it means the words that give knowledge. Those words are like twinkling stars that add sparkle and shine to the sky. The light of knowledge can brighten the future of these children, but they are far away from it. They are far removed from the light of knowledge in their lives. So this was the second stanza. Literary devices in this stanza are metaphor, sour cream walls. They are described as dull. And then narrow street sealed with a lead sky could also be a metaphor. Then there is repetition of the word far, far. Then furthermore, I think I'll stop here Alright then, this was the second stanza. I hope you've understood it, and in the next video I'll be taking up the third stanza of this poem. Thank you.